Important notice, this video is for educational and informational purposes, aiming to explore cultural, social, and practical aspects of life in Thailand. The information and stories shared are based on real experiences, handled with respect and responsibility, in accordance with the platform's guidelines. Have you ever thought about dropping everything and going on an adventure on the other side of the world? That's exactly what I did over a year ago, when I ended up in Thailand with no set plans, just a one-way ticket and a lot of courage. And let me tell you, it's been a journey full of surprises, challenges, and amazing discoveries. Today, I'm going to share 10 things nobody tells you about living here, the ones that make all the difference. Curious? Then come with me, because this trip is going to surprise you. Number 1. Transportation in Thailand. Let's start with one of the most important things you need to know before coming to Thailand: transportation. Here, the best way to get around without stress and without spending too much is by using two apps that will save your life: Grab and Bolt. Now, let me explain. These apps are like Uber, but with options ranging from motorbikes to cars. That's right. You can order a motorbike to get you somewhere quickly, which is perfect for the crazy traffic in big cities like Bangkok. And you know what's even better? Sometimes, the price of a motorbike ride on Grab is way cheaper than taking a regular street taxi. That alone makes it worth having the app on your phone. But pay attention. Stay away from traditional taxis that don't use a meter. Do you know why? A lot of times they charge triple or even more for the same route. Imagine paying 150 baht for a ride that would cost 50 baht on Grab. It doesn't make sense, right? Another cool thing is that Grab is also a food delivery app. Want to order that amazing Thai dish or even a burger? You can sort it out in just a few clicks. And unlike many places in the world, delivery in Thailand is super affordable. In some cities, you pay the equivalent of $1 for delivery. There's really nothing to complain about. So here's a tip: before you land in Thailand, download both the Grab and Bolt apps. Trust me, this will save you a lot of time, money, and headaches. Besides that, it's a safe and convenient way to get around and make the most of this amazing experience that is exploring Thailand. Shall we talk about money? Because I know this is one of the biggest questions for anyone planning to live or spend some time in Thailand. How much does it cost to live here? The answer really depends on your lifestyle, but I'm going to help you understand how to plan better and avoid surprises. First, food. If you love Thai food, you're in luck. Here, you can find delicious dishes for prices that seem like a joke. A typical dish like pad Thai or curry can cost between 40 and 70 baht, which is less than 10 reais. And the best part, the food is always fresh and full of flavor. Now, if you're one of those people who can't live without Western food, get ready. Imported food here is much more expensive. A hamburger or a pizza, for example, can cost the same or even more than in the United States or Europe. So, if you want to save money, here's a tip: embrace the local cuisine. Trust me, Thai food won't let you down. Another important point is electricity, especially if you're staying in an Airbnb. Many hosts charge extra fees for electricity, and these fees can be ridiculously high. I once paid $160 in a single month just for using the air conditioning. The trick? Be more economical with your air conditioning use or negotiate a fixed price with the owner. And what about a daily budget? If you're thinking about living in Thailand, a basic budget of 1,500 baht per day, about 200 reais, can cover transportation, meals, and a few small luxuries. But if you want to save even more, you can get by on half that amount, especially if you shop at local markets and avoid splurging. 3. Money and banks. Let me tell you something important. In Thailand, cash is king. Seriously. A lot of people think they can use their card everywhere, but that's not really the case here. Local restaurants, street markets, and even some taxis don't accept cards. So, my number one tip is always carry cash in your pocket. It'll save you a lot of trouble. If you're thinking about staying here for a longer period, it might be a good idea to open a Thai bank account. It makes things a lot easier when it comes to paying bills or making transfers. But I'll be straight with you, it's not an easy process. Some banks require a lot of paperwork or charge fees. The good news is there are specialized agencies that can help you out for a small fee. If you need it, just look for these services and they'll take care of everything for you. Now, if opening an account isn't possible, you'll still need to withdraw cash from time to time, right? And here's a heads up, ATMs charge high fees for foreigners. Every time you make a withdrawal, you pay about 220 baht, around $7, plus whatever fee your home bank might charge. This can really impact your budget if you don't plan ahead. The solution? Make larger withdrawals at once and keep the rest in a safe place. Another option that a lot of people don't know about is using services like Western Union. With it, you can transfer money to yourself and pick it up at an agency. Often, this alternative ends up being much cheaper than using an ATM. Number 4, communication. Now let's talk about something you'll need sooner or later, how to communicate in Thai. Okay, I know it sounds complicated, but relax. You don't need to go memorizing a bunch of crazy phrases. Google Translate is there to help you out. This app is a lifesaver. With it, you can translate anything instantly. Are you at a restaurant and the menu is all in Thai? Just take a picture with the app and it translates everything for you. It's super simple, and you avoid ordering something you didn't want, like a spicy dish that'll make you cry. And look, in tourist areas like Bangkok, Phuket, and Chiang Mai, a lot of people speak English, so if you're staying in those regions, you don't need to worry too much. But if you like exploring smaller towns or less well-known regions, English might not help you as much, and Google Translate becomes your best friend. Here are some quick tips for using the app. Download the Thai language to use it offline. That way, even without internet, you can still translate. Use the text scan feature. You can translate menus, signs, or anything that's written. Show the translation on your screen to the person. They'll get it right away, and it makes communication so much easier. And you know what's cool? Learning a few basic words in Thai, like thank you or hello. These little words show that you respect the local culture, and Thai people love it when you try to communicate in their language. 5. Love life in Thailand. So, let's talk about love life in Thailand, right? Because, look, this is a topic that a lot of people are curious about, especially the guys here on the channel. And let me tell you, it's not as simple as it seems. Here's the thing, if you're thinking you'll find true love as soon as you arrive, hold on a second. I've seen plenty of stories of people getting their hopes up because they thought they'd found the right person. The reality is that sometimes things can be very different from what we imagine. Let me give you an example. I once dated a really cool girl for a while and, after a few months, I found out she had a fiancé. Yes, a fiancé. And believe me, this has happened more than once. I'm not saying everyone here is like that, far from it. But what I've learned is that you need to take it slow. Some women, especially those who are always around tourists, might be in parallel relationships, often with foreigners who don't even live here. And then there are those who ask for money to help their family. But sometimes, that's just an excuse, you know? But if you're looking for something more serious, my advice is to look for someone who has a stable life. A woman with a steady job, for example, is a good sign that she's on a different level of commitment. On the other hand, if the person is always at bars or clubs, without a clear routine, it might be tough to expect something serious from that. If you're looking for something more casual, apps like Tinder and Thai Friendly can help you out. But let's be real, if you meet someone at a bar or club, it's better not to get your hopes up too much. Enjoy the moment, but keep your feet on the ground. 6. Lifestyle in Thailand. Let me tell you what it's really like to live in Thailand day to day. Because, look, Here you can live like a king spending very little, but you can also burn through a lot of money along the way, depending on your lifestyle. If you're the type who loves going out every night, dining at expensive restaurants, having some drinks, and hitting the clubs, I'll be honest, that's going to hit your wallet. But if you prefer a more laid-back vibe, eating at local markets, exploring nature, and enjoying the most authentic parts of the country, you can live here spending very little. Let me give you an example. Eating at a local restaurant can cost less than 10 reais, and the food is amazing. But if you want a pizza or a Western-style burger, the price can triple. So my tip is, dive into Thai cuisine. Besides being cheap, it's delicious and full of flavors you're going to love. Another thing that will really help you is setting a daily budget. For example, set a limit of 1,500 baht per day, which is about 200 reais. That amount covers transportation, food, and even a few treats, like a fancy coffee or a dessert. If you're disciplined, you can live really well. And I can't forget to mention 7-Eleven, which is like a guardian angel here in Thailand. This convenience store is everywhere and sells everything: quick meals, snacks, drinks, and even basic household items. And the best part? The prices are super affordable. You can even grab a quick bite there and save a good amount of money. 7. Nightlife in Thailand. And the nightlife in Thailand. Because honestly, it's everything you've heard about and then some. But before you go out spending without thinking, let me give you some tips so you can have fun without blowing your budget. First thing, it's not as cheap as it seems. A lot of people think they're going to spend very little at the clubs or bars here, but that really depends on where you go and what you order. For example, a beer at a nice bar can cost between 99 and 150 baht, which is about 15 to 20 reais. It's not expensive, but if you get excited and order several, the total adds up quickly. But if you want to save money, here's the secret: pre-game at 7-Eleven. Seriously, it's super common around here. You can buy a small bottle of rum for about 169 baht and a Coke to mix with it. It ends up being way cheaper than drinking at the bar or the club. Do your pregame, get in the mood, and then head out to have fun. Oh, another important thing, a lot of bars and clubs have promotions, like cocktails for 99 baht, so it's worth keeping an eye out. But if you're the type who likes to buy bottles for the table, then the cost is going to be much higher, even though it's still cheaper than in other countries. 8. The cost of living. Now, let's clear up one of the biggest questions for anyone who wants to live or spend some time in Thailand. How much does it cost to live here? And look, the answer is, it depends on your lifestyle. If you want to save money, you can live well on $2,000 a month, about 10,000 reais. That covers housing, transportation, food, and even some nights out. But if you want luxury, like renting a top apartment, dining out every day, and hitting all the clubs, you'll need a lot more than that. For those who are more laid back, here's a basic budget example. Housing: a comfortable studio in Bangkok or Chiang Mai can cost between $500 and $800 a month. Food: if you embrace the local cuisine, you can spend less than $10 a day and eat really well. Transportation: using Grab or motorcycle taxis, you'll spend about $5 a day on average. But if you like going out to dinner or want to buy imported items like cheese or wine, the cost can go up quite a bit. Western food here is much more expensive, so if you want to save money, the trick is to adapt to Thai cuisine. And let's be honest, it's amazing, right? Finally, my golden tip is, have a steady income stream. Don't rely only on your savings, because living with a financial expiration date can be really stressful. If you have a remote job or an online business, you'll be able to live comfortably and still enjoy everything Thailand has to offer. 9. Visas and staying in the country. It's time to talk about visas, right? I know just thinking about bureaucracy is already tiring, but relax, I'm going to explain how it works in a simple way. If you're coming to Thailand just to spend a few days, don't worry because it's pretty easy. When you arrive, most countries are granted a free 30-day visa. And the best part is, you can extend this visa for another 30 days. You just need to go to the immigration office, pay a fee of 1,900 baht, about 300 reais, and that's it. In total, you can stay for 60 days without much hassle. But if your plan is to stay longer, like 6 months or even a year, then you'll need a long-term visa. One of the most popular options is the education visa. And you know what's cool? You don't have to be enrolled only in traditional courses. You can take Thai language classes or even train Muay Thai, and that already gets you the visa. Another option is the work visa, but for that you'll need a company to support you through the process. If you don't want to deal with the bureaucracy, here in Thailand there are specialized agencies that handle everything for you. You just pay the fee and let them take care of everything. It's convenient and saves you time. But there's another way that a lot of people use, called a visa run. Basically, you leave the country, go somewhere nearby like Malaysia or Indonesia, spend a few days there, and then come back to Thailand with a new visa. It sounds simple, but you can't overdo it. If you do this too many times, you risk being denied entry. 10. How to work and live well in Thailand. If your plan is to work while living in Thailand, you're in the right place. Being a digital nomad here is one of the best things you can do. Just imagine you're working in a stylish cafe in Chiang Mai, or even better, on a beautiful beach in Krabi. Sounds too good to be true, right? But it's totally possible. The first thing you need to make sure of is a good internet connection, and Thailand is top-notch for that. The Wi-Fi here is super fast and cheap, both at home and in co-working spaces. By the way, the co-working spaces here are amazing. They have everything, from simpler spots to really fancy ones, with free coffee, lounge areas, and people from all over the world for you to connect with. It even makes you want to spend more time working. But to live as a digital nomad, you need a stable income. There's no point relying only on your savings, because they run off fast. If you already have a remote job or an online business, great. But if you're just starting out, you can look for freelance gigs or even take courses that help you build your online career. Another thing that really helps is connecting with other nomads. Here, there are Facebook groups, meetups at co-working spaces, and networking events. You meet new people, share experiences, and even find out about job opportunities you didn't even know existed. If you don't know where to start, look for groups like Digital Nomads in Thailand. Seriously, it's a world of possibilities. Working here is easygoing and the cost of living really helps. With lower expenses, you have money left over to enjoy yourself more, travel, or even invest in other projects. And the best part, the vibe here is so good that you feel like you're enjoying life while you work. That's it, my friend. Got any questions? Leave them in the comments and I'll make sure to answer. And to prove you made it to the end, comment Thailand. I'd love to know who stuck with me until the end of this adventure. Oh, and don't leave without checking out the video that's showing up on the screen now. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you at the next destination.